Hello and welcome back. My name is Gabby. I'm the English teacher at Marina Valley. If you're watching this, you've done it. You've made it to Unit 10. Good job. Unless you skipped, don't skip, go back. So, you probably watched all this 100 times already. But if your teacher prints you out these units, this is not mandatory. You in no way have to do this. It's just to kind of help you. On the front here you can see some grammar stuff, so passive versus active voice. Passive voice is object, verb, subject, so the cookie was eaten by me. That is, the cookie is the object that was being eaten, right? Verb, eaten. And then our subject, the person doing the action, I, right? So that is object, verb, subject. Active voice is the opposite. I ate the cookie. I, subject, verb, ate, object, the cookie, right? So that's active versus passive voice. Pronoun antecedent agreement. The pronoun is the thing that stands in place for a noun. So Gabby went to the store. She bought some milk. Instead of saying Gabby again, we say she, right? Antecedent agreement means that she agrees with Gabby. If I said, Gabby went to the store, they bought some milk. They? Who's they? Who's the other person there? There is no other person there, therefore that pronoun antecedent agreement is incorrect. Parallel structure, the dog barked, a cat meowed, determiner, noun, verb in both of those sentences. Same word type, so a and the are both determiners, dog and cat are both nouns, barked and meowed are both verbs. Another example of this would be, I went swimming, hiking, and biking after work yesterday. Swimming, hiking, biking, right? All of those are the same gerunds, present or progressive words. So it would sound weird if I said, I hiked, biking, and running after work yesterday. That's not parallel. That's not right. Rhetorical devices, those are those like rhetorical questions and things like that. They're in order to make an argument more effective. Irony, situational, dramatic, and verbal irony. I have a video all on all that. Review how to complete a works cited. That's in my how to write an essay video in the miscellaneous subject. We've got vocab here to make sure that you are comfortable with all that. But what I really want to look at is the whiteboard and what's essential here. So performance task 1, performance task 2, unit 10 test, which won't be a test, it will be your alternative assessment or review. If you have these packets, it's nifty because down here is where we have the outlines for your performance tasks. Let's see, there you go. So for performance task 1, you have to read the poem Filling Station. I have that linked on our Google Classroom for Unit 10, so you can watch it. It's just a quick 1-minute video, and then you're going to fill out that outline in order to help you. And you want to make sure that you're going to write a 1-page essay in which you summarize the poem, discuss what makes the poem American, discuss the relationship between the poem and the place, and then talk about if this poem shapes society, reflects society, or both, and then what do you like about the poem. After you do that, and you go through this checklist, make sure that there's 3 examples of what makes the poem American, 3 examples of how it reflects or shapes society, use citations with quotations, edit and all of that. That's going to be how you know you'll meet the requirements for this rubric. So on this rubric it says the poem is summarized effectively, essential questions, themes addressed clearly and concisely. That's the regards to the American and does it reflect society question. Give good examples of figurative language, so you have to give me 3 examples of figurative language. Impact of word choices shown effectively, so think of those loaded words, right? And then writing developed, organized clearly and coherently, writing appropriate to the task. Don't start give me a rant or a lot of slang, because that's not going to be what's needed for this essay. You want to make sure that you have a lot of analysis. If you've ever written anything for me, you've always seen the quotation with the 3 lines of analysis. Make sure that you follow that format here. And then you want to make sure there's not a lot of grammatical issues, because that shows me that you've rewritten it and revised it. You need to get at least 7 out of 10 in order to make sure that that's a passing score. Let's see. You want to use this right here, pages 37 and 38, in order to outline your essay. So what does the title mean? Is it about a filling station? Filling what? Who is the speaker? Remember, speaker is different than author. Just because they wrote the poem doesn't mean that's the perspective they're writing from. What is the poem about? What is the mood or tone of the poem? How does it feel? How does the poem appeal to the senses? So remember, that's sight, smell, taste, hearing, and touch. Give sound devices, so rhyme, alliteration, consonants, assonance, onomatopoeia. Rhyme, violets, that poem you've always heard, right? Violets are blue, roses are red, violets are blue, something, something, what about you, or something, right? Blue and you are rhyme. Alliteration, baby boy bought bacon, right? Ba, ba, ba. Peter Piper picked a pair of pickled peppers. Pa, pa, pa. Consonants and assonants, those are other sound devices. Consonants, if I remember correctly, is the same thing as alliteration, but starting with a vowel, and then assonance is in the middle of the words having that sound the same, and then onomatopoeia is like bang, pow, kablam, or like meow, meow, you know, words that are supposed to sound like what they sound. So like horses braying, that's supposed to be the sound a horse makes, but it sounds nothing like it, right? That is an onomatopoeia. The dog barked, bark. That's supposed to sound like a dog barking, so that's an onomatopoeia. How's personification used? So remember, personification is giving human-like attributes to non-human things. Repetition. I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. That is repetition. Are there similes or metaphors used? Similes, a comparison using like or as. I'm as hungry as a lion. Metaphors, I am a lion. I'm not a lion, I'm just really hungry. What's unique about the poet's style? What is it that they do differently? Punctuation, framing, anything like that? What's the lesson of the poem or the reason why they wrote it? Give an example of a phrase with positive or negative connotation. Remember, reward has a positive connotation. Consequence has a negative connotation. One makes you feel good, one makes you feel bad. In reality, they're both just effects based off of your actions, right? And then, does this poem shape or reflect society? If so, how? And then what makes this poem American? So that's what you need to do for performance task 1 of English 11B, Unit 10. If you have any questions, let me know.